And welcome back, guys. This is HorsePLAY right here. It just does not work.
I heard it. You don't have the local audio up. That's what I bet you it is.
No, everything's turned up. It's all good. I got background. Guys, this is HorsePLAY. I know why I have a back. I know why I have an echo. I'm stupid. I'm actually on the Twitch page. Don't do that to me. Don't do that. No, we're not gonna do it. Welcome, guys. This is HorsePLAY, episode 29. It's July 3rd, 2014. One day before the boom day, as I call it. Show entitled Giveaways and FUGG. Yeah, I didn't say the bad word. FUGG, like fugly, but FUGG. Yeah. It was something that Yogi was talking about. He's like, "FUGG yeah." I'm like, "Did you just?" He goes, "No, I didn't say that." I did not say that whatsoever. Yes, guys, there's no more soft launch to Geeky Antics. We are going hard and deep. Oh, yeah. Again, you got me with that shit again, dude. 2 weeks in a row. We're going hard and deep. You did leave it in there. It does sound so wrong, and he did get me again. Anyway, the gang is official, guys. We're parting with our silly hats on, and I'm bald, and of course, Yogi's always got a silly bandana on his head. But my name is Obi1X2, and this is right here, right next to me, as always, that crazy Puerto Rican lizard bear, Yogi Zilla. What's happening, big man?
What's up, party people with the silly hats on? I don't know. I like to switch it up, you know?
So what's going on down there in the south, man?
People are already going crazy with the fireworks, man.
Mm-hmm.
Going crazy with fireworks, and I was kind of hoping I could, party tonight with everybody, that's of age, and do a little light drinking tonight. But we got a big wedding to go to tomorrow on the 4th, so it's gonna be a long day. So just a heads up for you guys that are waiting for the recording, the actual podcast recording. I probably won't get to upload it until the evening. So
yes, I'm gonna actually try to make sure I edit that for you. So all you have to do is run it through a filter or something, and then you can upload it. Make your life a little bit easier tonight.
That works.
Hey,
skip some of the extra steps in between.
Right. Well, I mean, I have some good ideas for that, but anyway. What's a public service announcement? What's that? What public service announcement do you have there, Yo?
Oh, we did that last week.
Did we? Well, if you are new to HorsePLAY, wasabi. HorsePLAY Live rocks out every Thursday night, 11 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on Twitch, Geeky Antics. And of course, Yogi Zilla, he does the uncut live version. If you guys want to see some crazy conversations we sometimes have after the show, especially when we have a crazy guest.
Yeah, we try to keep it a little short after the show because we end up having long conversations afterwards.
Mm-hmm. My wife's like, she's like, what time did you go to bed? I'll say it's something like, when we're talking for an hour after the show, I'll go 3. She go, oh. I was like, sorry, the show went long.
That's what she said.
But yeah,
I couldn't help myself.
Oh yeah,
then we do the post show gaming. That's always fun too.
Of course, yeah, definitely. What's Well, we do want to say though, I listened to it today, and there was somebody in there that, hey, is this HorsePLAY people? They're not like a bunch of I can't remember what they said. Man. They said something, and I was like defending us. I was like, no, we're not. It's something to do like anime lovers or something, some crap. I don't remember the word he used.
Furries?
Yeah, he called us furries. I said, no, we're not furries. We're just people that like to horse around a lot. Play around, as in. She goes, oh, and then I was like, I'm just joking, that. I was like, sure. What's up, man? I don't care.
Yeah, it's funny. I always joke about the furries, and it's kind of touchy for some people, but that's like a huge segment of like the anime lovers, hentai specifically.
We'll get into the definition of what a furry actually is some other time. And if you really want to, the Sunday show, the Sunday dose is a little bit explicit, so we probably go through it on there because Doc will say it right away anyway.
Yeah, I would like to do an episode where we talk a little bit about anime, and we have our friends over at allgames.com, Cat and Fox, who they're into the anime, so they can get into the conversation. So Obi, you're gonna have to watch at least one anime so you can join in.
Dude, I love anime.
Yeah, but you gotta get into more hardcore. Cause we're gonna go in deep.
What?
Hard.
I'm always in deep, baby.
No, yeah, we did
all
have
the
an
way
anime
up, man.
before.
All the way in. I'm one of those all in level 2 champs, man.
Just YOLO swag it.
For those that don't play League of Legends, you will not understand what I just said.
Also, we have a winner for the Game Dev Tycoon giveaway, which we'll announce later. But I am emailing them right now.
Oh yeah, congrats to that winner.
Well,
I do want to let you guys know that the HorsePLAY replay, while you're getting that done, the HorsePLAY replay is on allgames.com. Woot! Thursdays around 5 p.m. Eastern Time. It's before one of our favorite shows, of course, is the B-Team podcast. And we're also hanging out there. I was there today, like I said, just chilling and hanging out, listening to what people thought about the show, which was, a lot of it's positive feedback, and we do want to appreciate you guys for that. It really means a lot. You guys can just go ahead and check out right there on allgames.com chat, or you can click on live and join us on our IRC. Let them know what the gang sent you from HorsePLAY, and yeah. Let them know what we sent you, man. It'd be good for us, maybe. But don't forget to tweet us, guys. Tweet us, Obi1X2 and at YogiZilla, and of course at Geeky Antics. You can join our main live chat hub on Geeky Antics channel on Twitch, of course, right here, where we're actually live and seeing who's going to be the first one to post something in chat. Last but not least, don't forget to join us on our HQ, our headquarters, guys, geekyantics.net. You guys share, comment, and just party with us. We're rocking thanks to all you guys, so let's keep up the momentum. I mean, let's just keep going. We're moving so fast, and we're just going up the highest. I mean, just as fast as we possibly can, or as fast as we want to, and it's all thanks to you guys. So we really appreciate that. Give those thumbs up. Yogi, do we have any latest content on the Geeky Antics channel?
Nothing too much. Just keep checking back because there will be new giveaways. Like I said, this week was crazy for me, and I'm trying to coordinate all this stuff. But next week we'll get back to a normal schedule, posting to the blog, about 3 times a week at least, getting giveaways up, setting up new things on the schedule, all that kind of stuff. So definitely keep an eye out. And and then make sure you join the forums too. We're gonna try to populate that with some good discussion topics.
And also, though, I do want to say it because he didn't say nothing about it. He is going to be a regular host, guys. Make sure you guys check this out on Pixelated Pints. He's like I am. He doesn't want to give himself out. I'll do it for him. Got you, buddy.
Well,
I got you.
I got an update on that. I forgot to mention that Fred tends to. I love Fred, but he tends to get excited and then say things, and then he doesn't explain or think things through all the way. He's like, well, I gotta talk to my co-host and make sure that's cool with him too.
Okay, then wait right here. Actually, guys, no, I'm not gonna say that right yet, guys, because it's not official. But
it's not official, but it's pretty much. I think it's a 90% chance it's gonna happen.
Right.
Jefe, we're all cool. I know Jefe, and they need the extra help because when Jefe can't make it or Fred can't make it, I could be a stand-in. That's the whole point. Because it's hard when it's only two, like you and I. When there's only 2 of us, and if we don't have a backup host, it's rough.
It is. It is.
Only very few people could do a solo show, and usually a solo show isn't that fun. There's very few people that can do a solo show and make it cool.
It's really boring because you have nobody to talk to, really, except for if the fans get involved.
Do an hour-long monologue. It's like, so this week I took a crap and then I wiped my butt and then walked down the street. It's like, okay.
I would not watch that show. Sorry. Even if it was my own.
There's a few very few people that can actually pull it off. But yeah, that's very rare that someone could do it and make it interesting.
Right, of course. Well, if you guys do want to be involved or send us comments, you guys can voicemail. Send us a voicemail or a fax at 206-415-4987. That number is up above our heads, right under the geekyantics.net. You guys can just, if you guys are shy and you don't really want to hear your voice or you don't want to speak, you guys can also email us at mail@geekyantics.net as well. And we'll respond during the perspective show of your choice or depending on your comment. So make sure you guys keep the voicemails somewhat to a minute, not a really long, keep it professional, hopefully. We've had some crazy ones, though. So, yeah, we've had some really crazy ones, which kind of scared me sometimes. So, but yes, you guys can do that. Tonight on the show, though, we are going to announce the latest giveaway winner. We already did once, but we're going to do it again. And hopefully do a couple more giveaways, guys, right here live. Of course, we do want a few people in the Twitch, of course, the channel and the chat. So right before we're going to do a giveaway, we're going to send out a tweet. And then you guys hurry up and just retweet it as fast as you can. And this is for the live people, of course. If you guys are listening right now on all games, sorry, but we're going to be doing a community events and giveaways all summer long and just for the rest until we die. So you're not going to miss much, except a giveaway or two.
Well, yeah, and to be fair, we will have the giveaways, and there'll be other community events like game nights and stuff that people that are not listening live can take part in.
Mm-hmm.
But it's easier if you're listening live, because then we could just say, hey, after this, let's all hop on League of Legends, or let's all hop on Smite, or let's all hop on Hearthstone, whatever. But we got love for people that download our podcast and listen to us on all games or wherever you're getting us. So
Very much so.
everybody gets love.
Yes, very much so. We also want to celebrate the 4th with you guys. Merca. I really don't know what that means unless I'm just stupid. But last but not least...
Merca!
Oh, Merca. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Merca! Okay, I don't want to say it. But last but not least, we want to revisit our favorite topics in LoL, of course, esports, and toxicity.
All go hand in hand.
And also some Dawngate. Yep, exactly. So... we're gonna have a good show tonight. I really can't wait. Starting off the show though, as we always do, we're gonna get some obligatory news out of the way, and Yogi looks like he's pretty excited to start talking about this.
I am excited about it. I was gonna say I was toying with the idea of putting in the show notes tonight. We're gonna have a crap show. Like, and no one ever says that. Like, no one ever says tonight's show is gonna be terrible. Don't stop listening. Don't even bother. Like, everybody always says it's a great show. It's gonna be we have a wonderful show for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just imagine someone just did the complete opposite and just said it's gonna be a horrible show. We're gonna just talk about the same old crap. And yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
I was gonna do that on Sunday actually, but we have a guest, so it's all good. What's going on, Maiden? Nice to see you. Racing John, welcome to the show. And Season 4 of Hearthstone's here, man. It's here. If you're not playing,
Woo-hoo!
well, you need to be. I'm not playing. My wife just showed me up in a game the other day maybe it was a couple weeks ago. But I was just so out of sync. I played cards down wrong. You gotta keep playing this. It's a really good game. Let's talk about some Hearthstone, though. Yo.
So yeah, season 4 just started up like 2 or 3 days ago, and I was playing that night as it was ending. I got my new card back. I'm already locked in for the next card back. I'm like rank 18 or 19. I haven't been playing that much, but I actually went on like a 5 or 8 game winning streak.
Very nice.
Which is considering, like, I'm surprised because it's been so competitive lately. I don't know if I've upped my game or just got really lucky.
Right. I got a question for you though.
Yeah. Lay it on me.
Ain't no party like a geeky antics party, or a geeky party anyway. Now my wife was talking about she got her card back and she can't equip it somehow. How do you do that?
It's retarded. They kind of bury it in there. You have to go into the settings and the little gear in the lower right hand
Mm-hmm.
corner of the screen where you go into your audio and do all that stuff. And there's an option in there for changing your card back.
In the audio or the video?
It's in the main option screen. I'm
Okay.
trying to remember what it looks like right now.
Okay. Well, Miss
Um,
Fifi, if you are watching, go ahead and just go to the options and then go to the there would be a check mark probably that you can do card backs and stuff like that. So
yeah, it's in one of those option menus though.
definitely that was one of the questions that she had that she just didn't know and I didn't know. I don't really.
A lot of people don't know that.
I really
And I know
don't.
that people.
I play it, but I really don't. You know what I mean? I do it for
I
fun
know.
with everybody. So
I know there are people that got the card backs and have no idea how to set them up, because I know that like I play against people and I know for a fact they have the card backs, but they never. I'm like, well, either they don't like the card back or they just don't know how to set it up, and usually it's the latter. Because like if you have any of the card backs, you probably want to show off just to let people know, hey, I've been playing this for a while.
yeah, right.
Like it's
Definitely.
instant intimidation factor.
What's I know you have some news and the Curse of Naxxramas. What's going on with that? I've been hearing so much stuff by you, by just people in general that I didn't hear stuff. I mean, what's going on with it?
So, July 1st, we were kind of hopeful that was going to be when Curse would come out, but that
Mm-hmm.
was just being kind of, you know, wishful. But Blizzard had said that they were going to announce the pricing for Curse and Naxxramas on July 1st, but then they did a 180 and decided that it wasn't going to happen. So July 1st, nothing happened. Curse and Naxxramas did not drop, and they didn't have any announcements. Nothing. They have not set a release date yet, and it kind of leads us to believe that it's so possible there might be a July release date, and they're just trying to surprise us. Like, let's just skip the pricing announcement, and just go straight to the release. Like they kind of did that with when they went to public. When they went from beta to live, and they kind of did that with the iPad release too. Like they just kind of just threw it on the table and said, "Oh, here you go." Like it came out of nowhere, right?
Right.
So they might do that still, but because they only shut down July 1st, and obviously it didn't happen. So it still might be a July release of some sort, or announcement of some sort. We'll see. On the other hand, this could mean they still have some core issues to sort through, and that's what I'm scared of. Because if they delayed the whole announcing the pricing structure of Chris and Naxxramas, they might have some other issues they have to work out first, some more pressing matters. So that scares me, because if that's the case, maybe they're pushing they're not even going to hint on their launch window yet because of what's going on. I doubt that though, because the leaked photos of the finished product, and all the stuff going on, it seems like it's pretty much stable and playable now.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. But seeing how Blizzard is notorious for delays, the worst case scenario would be September, I would think, for Crystal Naxxramas to come out. And anything later than that, and I think they'd be killing a lot of interest for Hearthstone, especially people that come from other card-based, other deck building games, whether it's a TCG or CCG.
Mm-hmm.
If those kind of people are really into those kind of games, not the people that are playing Hearthstone, it's the first time they played that kind of game. It does attract those kind of folks too, and there's nothing wrong with that either. But like the hardcore card game players, they love a steady influx of cards. I don't. I play every TCG under the sun, every CCG under the sun, but I like when it's like yearly release or semi-annual. But like when it becomes a monthly or quarterly type thing like Magic does, oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Hearthstone's good where it's at, but they need to come out with Crystal Naxxramas soon, because there are people that don't want that are getting tired of. A bunch of people was telling me they were tired of casual queue because they're actually playing. It feels like they're playing ranked. That's how competitive it's become. Yes, that's serious. So people need that single player fix. There is some definitive news though, Ob.
Mm-hmm.
Blizzard has confirmed that each wing of Crystal Naxxramas will be unlocked forever for a one-time cost. And yes, the first one is on the house. So at least we have some definitive news there. And that's actually a relief, because we were worried that maybe they would charge you per run, and if you failed, you have to pay for it again. And and part of me was saying I don't think they'll do that, because that'll just be too much of a cash grab, and people will catch on to that and be like, "Oh, screw this."
Right.
So
And you guys can check out what he's talking about right now. I did put the link in chat there. herstone.gamepedia.com and just go to Curse of Noxoramus. And you guys can check out all this information right there as well. Dude, this is just like Blizzard though. Every time they say they're gonna have something come out, now really, and I'm gonna be upfront here. I've been playing WoW for since it started, and dude, I've never really had one of the expansions be late. I mean, this is just something that because Hearthstone's one of their side games, really, because they got the new expansion for WoW coming out supposedly in November, October, November, and then, of course, another one right after that in March of next year. Different game, of course, but it's just so much on their plate. So I don't really. I mean, it's just they're gonna do this anyways. But the one thing that I don't really worry about, or it doesn't matter to me, is the fact that their games are worth it.
Yeah.
To me, it's worth the wait. So if you guys haven't started playing Hearthstone, you guys need to try and start. Give it a go. It's free. It doesn't cost you a dime, unless you want to pay for it or put some money in it. But it doesn't cost you a dime, guys. You can play for free. There are ways. Don't think of it as you just to pay to win. It is and it's not. We've already had this conversation. We'll probably have it again. But it's, if you do want the best cards all at once, yes, of course, you got to put some money to it. But if you want to play the game and have the experience of grinding up and getting everything, getting your cards, getting enough dust where you can actually create cards and all that stuff to get them, it is a really, really good. I mean, it's free. There's nothing else. Really, if you play for a week and you don't like it, just uninstall it. That's really all you gotta do. So, but you guys can, check that out. Of course, Yogi's playing it 24/7, and I believe we got some I think a tournament coming up here in the future as well this summer. Yes, no.
A tournament?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. We don't have a window for that yet. There's two things we're gonna do is a ladder, an ongoing ladder / leaderboard for Hearthstone. Very casual. We might do two formats, non-legendary and then regular. And then we're gonna do a formal tournament, and we're gonna have door prizes and all that stuff. Stan Farina is spearheading the tournament. It's part of the Yotai initiative, which is Ye Old Hearthstone Tavern and Inn. And that they'll be detailing that. We'll be shooting around a lot of ideas in the forums. That'll be where we could all kind of discuss things and bounce ideas around. And we'll probably use the forums as a way to organize it as well. So until we get some formal kind of system for it, there's some places you could do that kind of stuff. But Ob, as you mentioned, WoW, Warlords of Draenor, last time I checked, is dropping in December.
So they pushed it 2 months back, 2 months already then. But you guys can.
That's very rockstar of them.
Right, you guys can go to the Hearthstone, the link that we sent you, or you guys can just listen to our friends over at A Worthy Opponent. They talk about. I really don't. I heard about the last half hour of a show from them. They play at a weird time, so they talk about this kind of stuff all the time. But of course, just like Yogi said, the WoW peeps, all you guys that love playing WoW, wherever it's at, the Warlords of Draenor, I can't even say it right, is officially dropping. So far, it might be in January now, but in December. So don't let your wives or your husbands con you into saying, "Oh, this is part of your Christmas present." No, you should be able to get everything. I might get in trouble for that later. Outside of the Blizzard universe, anyway. Yogi, what do we got going on here, man?
So Polygon reports that Robot Entertainment community manager, I forgot what his name was, but it doesn't really matter. One of the community managers, one of their representatives spokespeople said that toxic players in the community means you're doing something right. And I just listened to that. I read that and I was like, what the fuck? Really? Really? And that was in reference to the fact that they're working. They have a game coming up called Orcs Must Die Unchained, which is gonna be an arena combat kind of MOBA-ish type game. And they know that they're serious to make that into like a viable esports kind of game as well. And they said that the fact they basically said I don't know, maybe Polygon put some spin. They tend to like sensationalize their stuff on Polygon, but they basically said that they quoted him as saying that toxic players means you're doing something right with your game. I'm like, okay, I don't think so. I think it's quite the opposite. Toxic players means that you're doing something wrong. We're gonna get more into that whole thing about toxicity, but what I would say, he went on to say first. Let me be fair here. He said that because if the toxic players stick around and are still playing your game, then obviously you're engaging them. That's not true though. That's the problem. The toxic players are the ones that stick around and bitch about everything, but they keep playing and then they ruin it for everyone else. And if you can satisfy the casual players, then you're doing something right. Because the casual players are the ones, the moment they run into those toxic people, they're like, screw this. But anyway, we'll get into that. But the article, Obi can link it in the chat for those that are here live, or I'll link it.
I got it.
You got it? All right. But I just found it interesting, and it leads in perfectly into what we were discussing. I think I first heard this article mentioned on Gamers In over at GIS over at Amove TV, one of our fellow Twitch streamers slash channels.
Mm-hmm.
They got some good stuff over there too. They're technically the competition, but we'll still plug them. Nah, I'm kidding. There is no competition. We're all one happy family. But when I heard about that from a bunch of people mentioned this article in the game, I had to check it out, and then I looked into it. And I was like, there's no way. He said, okay, he did say that.
Mm-hmm.
It was probably just one of those things they did as a marketing stunt just to get attention. But that pretty much wraps up the news. We're gonna try to keep it light so we keep it moving. Cause we do want to get to the part where we have two feature discussions. We do want to get to the part where we actually talk about who won the Game Dev Tycoon.
Yeah, I know. Okay, next one. Man Crush Geek Girls, guys. We do, every week, we do like to give shout-outs, and of course, we like to get your shout-outs of, who you guys think you guys have man crush on, or you just geek girls that you guys find out in the area. Contact us via Twitter, of course. We will next to Andy at YogiZilla. All games or the official gang site. We love to hang out with you guys. For now, let's just share our geeks of the week. My geek of the week, and I'll just start with it. And we shot out this guy the other day, or last week, I believe, or 2 weeks ago, one of them. But I've been watching him, and this guy, Puffin. His Twitter is lolpuffin, at lolpuffin, and of course his Twitch. It's got 3 F's and 2 N's. Puffffinn. He's just an all-around streamer. He engages with the community, he engages with his audience, and still plays the game. And not only does he engage with his viewers and everything, but his level of play is like plat level. I mean, that's just amazing to have good game, to have good mechanics and actually gameplay, but then still getting right in with the audience and just saying, dude, you guys are awesome, or just talking to him, man. I mean, we love him so much, dude, that I think we featured him twice at least on this. So, I mean, shout-outs to Puffin. You guys go check him out. Of course, it's twitch.tv/Puffin, Puffffinn. We'll put that in the chat for you, so you guys can check him out. Yogi, who is your Geek of the Week?
Mine is someone that I think I may have mentioned a few times before, but I'm going to say it anyway. Shanna Nina. Or just plain old Nina, but her name is Shanna, SHANNANINA. Shanna Nina. And I'm pretty sure anyone that watches League of Legends streams has run into her. She's pretty in with the Riot people too, because she's been to a couple of LCSs and whatnot, and she's done interviews and stuff, hung out with the players and the pro teams and everything. She's in with that crowd, like really cool. And so I usually don't talk about like people that can be considered top tier, but she's just so awesome because she plays League of Legends. She plays indie games on top of that. She switches it up. Like she plays survival horror games, retro style games, just about anything under the sun. Even kids games she'll play. And she has fun with everything. She's engaging, and she does singing mashups on acoustic guitar. It doesn't get more awesome than that.
Nice.
And once in a while she'll do drunken streams too. unfortunately, she's got to tone down her stream down because she is a Twitch partner. And once they give you that sub button, it's like, well, you can't smoke on stream. You can't do this. You can't say that. It's like, okay, Twitch has gotten they're kind of going in the direction of YouTube being kind of tight ass, which is kind of sad. So yeah, if you're a Twitch partner, you can't smoke on stream, and I think they're starting to count e-cigs too. So yay, I'm still gonna do it. By the way, she's also quite easy on the eyes. Just putting that out there. And my favorite thing though is I love watching Nina get hyped on other people's Twitch chats. Like she'll just go into other people's chats, like Puffin's channel, Obizianka, Monalicious, Machinas, a lot of people that we've all messaged before, Dwergy, and and she'll be like, she's like super silly. Like the other day she was telling Puffin to take off his shirt and play without his shirt on. It was hilarious. We actually set up a straw poll.
Are you sure that wasn't you on her account?
No, it wasn't. If I had her account, I'd be streaming off, but that's for sure. It'd be like, yeah, make sure you visit Geeky Antics, guys. Woohoo! Look at me, I'm cute. I have no shame. By the way, shout out to Muffin Man, who's just getting in here. And Stan added some stuff to the conversation about toxicity, which we'll get back to when we get to that feature discussion. And yeah, we got Maiden Shy White Wolf in here. I know we're not doing official shout outs, but we're about to get into that. So go ahead, Obi. Go on to the Geeks and
Geeks Engage! Join the Geeky Antics. Join us. Connect with us via the HorsePLAY Live Skype account. Now just search HorsePLAY Live. I'm in the gang, of course, the gang voicemail hotline at 206-415-4987. You guys can just engage with us any way you see fit. Of course, the voicemail is voicemail or fax. And, of course, if you guys want to mail us, again, it's mail@geekyantics.net. Please, if you guys do get on with us on Skype, please use headphones. We are really not liking to hear a wicked echo. It really kind of sucks for everybody. So if you want to be added to the call, just message us, and we'll drop you in when we're ready, so we can give you a proper welcome, of course. And, of course, if you guys leave a voicemail, make sure that they're... actually, I'm in the wrong spot. And please don't keep calling in. It's not an elevator. Don't bug us to get on the show. You say, yes, I want to come, and then you message me. I see it, I promise. I did forget somebody last week, and I do want to say that I am very sorry, Maiden. I apologize. Wasn't very nice. It was on the Sunday dose joke. Don't worry about it.
I know. I noticed.
Yeah. Do we have any questions or anything on Ask FM or via email?
I did not notice anything, and I checked the email. There wasn't anything there. I didn't check Ask FM, so maybe next week we'll do some extra Ask FM stuff. So if you guys are not using Ask FM, it's available on Android and iOS, and it's basically an app that ties into your Facebook and Twitter. You can ask questions to people that you follow on those networks, so it's pretty cool. So add me on there. I'm Googzilla. Not an official Geeky Antics on there, but if you ask me, I'll bring it onto the show too.
Definitely. And of course, there are no voicemails this week, so I do want to say something to our viewers and our fans. Fail. No voicemails. I'm going to give you guys a good one next week. Maybe. We're going to move right on just because we do have a really exciting show tonight. Shout-outs and love. We do want to give special thanks to everyone that has supported our Twitch channels, podcast giveaways, and our fundraising efforts. The ongoing Steam exchange is going well. It is going very well. We are spreading the love to everybody that wants to be a part of it. Quick shout-outs to all the peeps in chat, of course. You guys, Muffin Man's Maiden, of course. Stan's in there somewhere. Of course, Moobot, the moody bot that we have to deal with every week that decides that doesn't want to be nice. And, of course, all of you downloading and listening to the podcast, wherever you watch or listen to us, we really appreciate it. It makes us very happy. Even just that one like or that one view or download really helps. To recap, though, the Blue Cam, it will be here soon. If you guys don't know who Blue is, it is the love of Yogi's life. It's a kitten that he lets use him as a scratching post. No matter if he's on his head, his shoulder, wherever. It's just, that's Blue. But the Blue Cam is coming. It is coming, and it is in the works. Of course, Yogi will be streaming him most of the time, but of course, we're always going to have a spot for Blue right here on HorsePLAY, just because. Yeah, anyway.
That was a very good introduction of who Blue is to people that don't know who Blue is. That touched my heart, Obi.
Well, let's just edit this part out so everybody doesn't think I'm a nice guy. Please.
Aw, no. Stop.
Dude, I have... No, I don't want that reputation anymore. Anyway. You got any extra shout-outs there, Yo?
No, you know, we just love all our peoples over at all games. We love, you know, all our fellow Twitch streamers, you know, the people that are in the trenches like the rest of us, you know, trying to make an honest living with doing stuff they love. You know, it's not easy. We enjoy it, but it's definitely work. It's not just, you know, turn on the stream and, you know, suddenly money's just coming in. Same thing with podcasting. It's, you know, a lot of time it's a labor of love, but you gotta also get some kind of benefit out of it, you know, other than the satisfaction of doing the thing itself, because people burn out. I mean, just the other day I heard, I think it was Post Carnage Report, that Post Game Carnage Report, Post Game Carnage Report. That's what it is, Post Game Carnage Report. I always mess up their name. They have a long name.
You'll get it right here
But,
in a second, ladies and gentlemen.
But they made an announcement that one of their guys made an announcement that he needs to take a break and figure out what he wants to do, and you know he just burnt out. But they were like 100 and so episodes in or something like that. You know, it's sad to see that. So, you know, lots of love to our All Games family. You know, lots of love to our fellow podcasters, Twitch streamers, all our geeks. You know, we repeat that a lot, but it's because we want people to know that we're about love and supporting each other. You know, and don't get caught up in our thing. We get busy, we get busy, but just because we don't, you know, acknowledge you all the time, you know, we don't get to mention everybody individually, doesn't mean we're not noticing what you do and your struggles and your support and your love. We notice, trust me. It's just everybody's got this stuff going on. We're trying to stay on top of it.
The show.
So you ready for the feature discussion, Obi?
I am.
Tear up?
I'm already teared up, man.
I'm trying. I promised myself I wouldn't cry.
Like you sound like a crybaby. Yeah, you do.
Just went into freaking Shaggy.
Yeah, it's all good. The rise of MOBAs, esports, and toxicity. Everyone is getting into MOBAs these days, man. I mean, everyone. Even if they don't play MOBAs, they're playing it just to try it and liking it. The Battleground bandwagon. I mean, that's like perfect what you wrote there. Because, I mean, really it is. I mean, it's a bandwagon. I mean, you got Dawngate, Heroes of the Storm, Smite. I mean, they're just a whole bunch of people are playing these. And, of course, not let alone the top dogs on all the MOBAs is, of course, LoL and Dota 2. I mean, there are so many people that are coming to these games. To where it's the amount of new people that are here just playing League every day. I mean, it might not be new people, but it's, you know, the more and more accounts every day that you're in a specific spot and you see somebody that you haven't seen before. Like if you're a specific rank or a gold or a diamond player, well, that's kind of not really easy to get to up there. So I mean, there's a lot of new people starting the game every day. If they don't like it, they still play a little bit. I don't even like Dota 2, and I was on it the other day. I'm not supposed to tell anybody that, but I was on it the other day. I still play it just because I'm curious. Yogi, what are you feeling about this, man?
You know, I out of the most popular of the MOBAs, I like Dota 2 better in many ways.
Mm-hmm.
But LoL is what everyone plays. So that's where I tend to gravitate. You know, but, you know, I also have a history with Dota, so Like I've been playing since like the original custom maps, on Warcraft 3 and whatnot. But everybody's making their own MOBA or arts or battle arena type games. So I really feel like MOBAs are the future bandwagon thing. Like it was shooters before, and shooters is always gonna kind of be in. But MMOs were the big thing before. But I don't think MMOs are viable anymore. I think MOBAs are gonna be the big thing because we've already seen that. Simply because it's all the stuff we love about MMORPGs
Mhm.
without all the grinding and commitment. It's more pick up and play, though. League of Legends battles could definitely last anywhere from like a half hour to an hour long, and it's brutal sometimes.
It is, and the amount of toxicity that is in the League of Legends community is just, dude. Sometimes I get on there and I'm, like lately I've been duo queuing with somebody. We're actually getting, yeah, I'm in bronze. Oh well, um, but we're climbing out of bronze, and then just you make one mistake, and somebody's ready to, just feed. I
Yep.
was watching a game of one of my friends listening. It was Maiden, and she was Ari mid. Well, Heckram, I got a video of it too. It's funny. Heckram he just says, you know what? Okay, he starts in the middle, uses his speed up, and goes straight to their blue, dies. Okay, comes back before the game even before minions spawned. He spawned back in, started his speed up, went straight to the blue buff, and died again. So Morgana got first blood. Caitlyn got second kill. Before they cleared blue buff, he did it again. The third kill was Mumu's, which was the jungler.
Oh
So needless
God.
to say how bad of a game or how awesome of a game she had because somebody just didn't care and they're just trolling like crazy. That's toxic in itself. You're just pissing four other people off. Did I make it a video? Did I make a video of it and watch him die 7 times? You're damn right. Am I gonna send it to Riot? Probably. Are they gonna watch it? Probably not. That guy will probably be on the on the game in the game for forever. Really.
Yeah, that's why I have a really big issue with the robot entertainment guys saying that toxic players are a good thing, that they boost a games, show that you're doing something right. And
Hmm.
just to before we forget, Stan said that they might be part of their the revenue source. Like they might be good for revenue because usually the most toxic players are the most hardcore, which is a fair point. And usually in the free to play model, around 5 to 25% of the community are the ones that are making it possible for everybody else to play for free because they're the ones actually putting money in.
Hmm.
But the thing about that is it really worth them to keep losing players because you have these elitist assholes scaring people away? I don't think so. So I can see from a business perspective where that might seem like, oh yeah, we're doing the right things because we're the most toxic people, the people that are the hardest to please, are sticking around. That's actually not true because people rather have something to complain about. They'll play a game they hate just because everybody else plays it, but they'll bitch about it and make it worse for everybody else. You know, it's a weird thing. It's like being in a relationship where you're not happy, but you stay in it because you're messed up in the head and you like to be able to complain about it and abuse your significant other. And there's people that do that kind of stuff. It's a
Hmm.
sickness. But so is
Every
League of
day.
Legends the most? Yeah, it happens every day. But League of Legends, is it the most toxic community? Yay or nay? What do you think, Obi?
Oh yeah, by far. I mean, you got some of those, and it's not really a MOBA; it's first-person shooters. But I mean, you got some people just like the LoL community that are on first-person shooters, such as Battlefield, Black Ops, Call of Duty, Medal of Honor. All those people that are like, "Oh, you didn't even throw a grenade right, you dumbass! Why do you do this? You shit! You suck! You suck! You suck!" So then, by the end of the game, you know, this one guy that made one freaking mistake at the beginning of the game, he just gets trolled the whole game, and he might,
Yeah.
die. One of the last games that me and my dual queue partner played, we actually were. I went mid and he went jungle, just as his main. So he didn't gank for top right away. So basically, we were in a team fight, and he had one hit. I mean, one hit left. Um, the Renekton that was full health could have blocked the one shot that killed him, but he actually stepped out of the way to let the guy get hit, which then killed him. I mean, he was mad, but just that kind of thing that right there creates just a toxic environment. I mean, I know everybody's gonna say it, and I've said it before too, but there's always gonna be those toxic people there. It's what you do with it. It's whether you rise above it, play the game like you think, as much best as you can, or if you fall into it, guess what? You're just going to lose the game anyway. Plus, you're going to fall into that, get mad, yell at them, say something that you probably don't mean, or that say something to them like as in threaten them or cuss at them or do whatever you want to, then guess what? You get banned. Because you had the vulgar language. You had the insulting remarks. It's just a really fine line. Don't get caught into that, guys. Especially in League, it's not worth it.
Yeah, dude, this is definitely, you said a lot of good things there, bro. Because it's definitely a vicious circle. Because if you stay around toxic people, eventually you might start becoming toxic if you're not careful. If you don't have willpower, and you become part of the problem, and it just keeps feeding into itself. You know. But it's amazing what a difference it makes when you encourage your teammates. Like I've seen people that just were completely terrible, but they did one good play, and rather than harping all their bad plays, say that was a good play, good job, man, good job. And I actually saw their gameplay turning around because it works both ways. If you harp on someone that made a stupid mistake, everybody makes dumb mistakes. Something you're not
Definitely.
paying attention, you get distracted, someone's talking to you on the side, or something happens in your house, maybe your baby's crying, whatever happens, life happens, right? You're not always 100% focused, but then people harp on that one mistake, and you just get so frustrated sometimes. It's like, fuck it, I'm not even gonna try. And then there's people that just straight up start feeding or throwing the match, and people don't realize, well, maybe if I'm less of a dick, people will actually try and communicate and be more friendly. It has to start with you, though. You can't wait for everyone else to do it. You have to be the better person, the bigger person.
Right.
But Muffin Man makes a good point, and see, this is what happens with the MOBAs. I think there's a lot of people that would love playing MOBAs because in the surface, it's a game that they're the kind of games that anyone can play really because they're action oriented. There's strategy, but there's a lot of action too. And there's people that love MMORPGs but don't like MOBAs, and they're very similar in some ways because you have to do the item builds, there's looting, blah blah, right? And there's team battles. It's just a focus on the PvP, but people get turned off by the toxicity. I can't tell you how many people I invite to try out League of Legends, and or any other MOBA, and they're like, "Oh gosh, I tried it, and I tried to play while you weren't around, and I'm not gonna play anymore because I got freaking trolled so hard, and they called me this, and they said this about my mama, and they told me to eat this and suck on that," and I was like, "Yeah, I just gotta kind of ignore it. Just, if it really bothers you that much, just mute everybody. The moment you go into a match, mute all." Whatever the command is, / mute all, whatever it is, ignore all, whatever your command is in the game you're playing, just mute everybody if that bothers you so much, and then just enjoy the game for itself. You know, Sometimes you have to do that if you don't have the thick skin, because it does take some thick skin, or you just gotta be able to laugh about everything because it will get to you sometimes. But I wonder sometimes, is it the toxicity something that's inherent in MOBAs, or is it to a greater degree? Is it just action oriented games? I think so. I think it might be action oriented games or things that lend themselves to esports. Those very visceral, adrenaline kind of
Well,
inducing,
yeah, it definitely
kind of
anything,
games.
and when you get to it too, and it's not just MOBAs. It's MMOs, RPGs, everything, dude. You get somebody that's been in the game for a while, and you get somebody that's actually played the game, put the hours, the days, the weeks into the game to learn it properly. Then you have, and of course you see me when you make a bad play, I say something about it. But then I expect somebody to say, "Hey, dude, that was a bad play." don't do that. But if you're putting that many hours into a game like that, and then you see somebody that's just coming in that's just fucking around, not really knowing how to CS, they didn't go do bot games for a little bit to learn the game, they didn't do this, they didn't do that, and they're just trying to go in level 1 and try to play. I mean, of course it's going to make somebody mad, but people always have to realize that when you're playing the game, and especially if you're a under 20 champion, if your summoner level is under 20, you're going to get the new players all the time because that's what you play. I'm not going to say it's like a 0 to 10, 10 to 20. I think it's like a 0 to 15-ish, I think, and then a 15 to 30, and then in between there's little groups that you can, that you'll play with via your level. But you're going to run to that all the time, guys. You guys cannot, like Yogi said, you can't let that shit bother you. It's something that you say, okay, I suck, I'm sorry. What do you think I should do to make me better? 9 times out of 10, when you say something like that, they're going to come back and be like, well, just ward here and here and then take this path. And then you're fine. Then they say, hey, man, nice gank. Hey, thanks a lot. And then your play starts getting better. Like Yogi said, I seen somebody guy that started out 0 and 5 and 0 in the jungle. We were mad at him, of course, but then one person said, hey, dude, don't worry about it. Just come gank bot. He come down, he got a double kill. He went up top, got a kill. Went mid, got a kill. We aced him. We pushed, and he just, by the end of the game, dude, he only had 5 deaths. That's it. He had like a 10. I mean, he was a legendary. I mean, and he won us the game actually. So I mean, it's the little things that you say to somebody, whether it be bad or good, is going to affect their game in some way, shape, or form. It's going to.
Yep.
I mean, there's issues everywhere. I mean, obviously, it's a big issue because of really the heroes of New Earth. I mean, they're developers. S2 games. It's just there's got to be there's a line of what you can do and how much you can take too. So I mean, you just gotta figure out what you want to do, and if you guys want to learn a specific game, you got to remember that here at Geeky Antics, we play all sorts of games. So to ask us first. If you guys don't know how to play a game, ask us first. We can actually maybe explain you the basics. Even if it's League of Legends, Dota 2, we can explain to you the basics. It's up to you. Learn from there. Yo. I'm on a roll today, man.
Well, yeah, this is home for all of us because, I tell you, I don't think people have a problem with the MOBA, genre. Maybe some people don't like the overhead view. I can see that. That takes getting used to. But who's gonna play zoomed in or at that weird behind the back angle? I mean, you could try Smite. There's that. But I think it comes down to the community that ruins the experience to them. But like you were saying, S2 games, they obviously see the problem with Heroes of New Earth, which I think is a subpar MOBA. Personally, I played it for a little bit. It's cool, but it has built-in voice chat. And it's probably one of the only games I could think of. One of the only MOBAs I could think of that has built-in voice chat. The other one I could think of is Guardians of Middle Earth, which I happen to like a lot, even though it's buggy. But I think there's a reason why there isn't built-in voice chat. I mean, Chris Voice is an after-market add-on for League of Legends. There's a reason for that. But S2 Games is basically rooting out all their bad seeds by developing a brand new MOBA. I think they're just abandoning Han altogether or just kind of letting it do whatever. Like they're not gonna do any more further development with that. I don't know what's happening. So that's interesting. They're developing a new MOBA when they already have a pretty thriving MOBA. That's one of the games that people mention up there with League of Legends and Dota 2. People don't know Guardians of Middle Earth as much, and Smite is still coming up. But it's just interesting to see that they're giving up on their game and making a new MOBA because the community has gotten that bad. Now, there's a lot of things that I think needs to be reformed in esports and in MOBAs. But before we get into that, I kind of want to backtrack a little bit and talk about how some of the alternative games compare. What I would say, this is my call to action to everyone. If you tried MOBAs because your friends get excited about them, but you just couldn't get into it because you got turned off by League of Legends because of the community, try some of the other MOBAs out there. I've been playing a lot of Dawn Gate. That's one of my dust off games, that I've been doing. Hashtag the dust off. And I've really been enjoying Dawn Gate. The thing that I like about it, that in contrast to LoL, it's very similar to LoL. So if you're familiar with how the controls of League of Legends and the interface, it feels just like home. And some people might say it's a ripoff, but then they've also streamlined the game a lot more. Now, I will say this: a lot of people that play Dawn Gate right now on the beta, they're toxic because they're also League of Legends players. And every time I see a toxic person, I say, "Are you a League of Legends player?" Of course. That explains everything, and I shut them up. They're like, "What are you trying to say?" Because you're toxic. You're blowing up out of nowhere. I've had so many games where I'll have a rough start. Like I was jungling because no one else wants to jungle. That's the thing on Dawn Gate. And I fall behind. I'm like 3 or 4 levels behind everyone because no one is helping me set up a gank. Like they're just going in on that person instead of letting me get in on it and get some of the experience. So I'm like, thanks. I'm falling behind in jungle because they keep attacking me in the jungle. You guys don't help me set up the gank. I'm pinging you, but you're just going in on your own and then dying, and then I die too. So you wonder why I'm falling behind. I'm not getting steady experience. It's rough to be a jungler, and on Dawn Gate, it's very unforgiving.
Mm-hmm.
You can have a path set up for the jungle camps, but you fall behind quickly. And then I ended up carrying the team at the end. But I tell you that it was like, oh, you're terrible. It's first time player. Like, the moment someone says that in MOBA, you already know where they're going. Like, nothing good's coming out of that. First time playing, it's like, some people mean well, but that's like the worst thing to start off with. Like, what are you trying to say? That I'm sucking? So I just played off and I go, oh, I'm sorry. I'm having kind of a rough start. But Dawn Gate's one that I definitely would say is worth looking at because it's a lot more streamlined. Dota 2 is a little overwhelming for newer players. Smite is also very streamlined. And for people that have problems with the overhead view, this is more of an MMO style kind of graphics engine because it's got the full 3D graphics. So Smite is definitely worth looking at. Again, these are all free to play. And if you get into the Heroes of the Storm Alpha, that one is all about teamwork. It's all about teamwork, which removes a lot of the toxicity. I haven't seen any toxicity in Heroes of the Storm, and I haven't heard anybody say anything about that being an issue. So I don't know if that's because of the Blizzard community or because it's still an alpha. Maybe once they open up the gates, it'll be people being completely troll status. But I think some of the reformations that we need to see to change things, right? We need more incentives for good sportsmanship. Stop rewarding the people that are trolls, that are toxic, and reward the people that actually stop to help out others, that encourage each other, that get the assists. There's so much of a focus on just kills. That people look at the KDA. That doesn't tell the full story. You can have someone that is playing really well, but because no one else is helping them out, no one else is communicating with them, they're setting them up for failure. And there's nothing you could do if your team decides to abandon you when you had a good initiate. It's like, hey, we got this guy, and everybody falls back for no reason. It's like, I got wards. There's no enemies nearby. We have an easy kill here, and that was a good initiate. Why did you just leave? I don't know. I didn't feel like getting them. Really? I was in the mood. Like, you just sometimes you see stuff like, why? So you gotta give more incentive for good sportsmanship and teamwork. Another thing is, a greater incentive for positive feedback and honor, similar to good sportsmanship, but just specifically, when someone gives positive feedback or honor, whatever the system is for, bumping up people. In Dawn Gate, they call it karma. It's the same thing though. You're trying to build people up. I like the karma thing better because like karma, it makes you think right off the bat it's gonna come back to me. So I better give good karma out. So that's brilliant right there. I think rewards. This is the biggest one for me. Rewards, post game rewards should be commensurate. Like it should be on an equal scale with the amount of time you play in the game length. Because like you were saying, Obi, when the games take really long, what ends up happening? People get frustrated. They start surrendering. They do the surrender spam, or they just start complaining, or they go AFK. They throw in a match, whatever. And a lot of those games are winnable. And the MOBA, pretty much, you could always come back, especially late game, because at the late game, there's a certain point where you can't build up your characters any further, and then it comes down to who makes a mistake first, or who loses a big team battle. You know, if your whole team gets wiped out, you know, or you make him, or you get too cocky, you overextend, whatever, you know, that could change the whole game. So it's never completely lost. Sometimes you just gotta stall. If you're falling behind that badly, sometimes you gotta stall long enough, play defensively until you can win the game. But there's no incentive for playing those long games, because no matter what, especially League of Legends, you play a 30-minute game, a 20-minute game, a 10-minute game, a 50-minute game, an hour and a half long game. I mean, I've seen games go that long. It's still the same amount of reward, which is stupid, because that's no fun. That's the time you're putting in. You know, your performance also tends to not have any bearing in that. You know, whether you win or lose, if you're a team player, if you're setting up plays, that should count into the rewards as well. You know, so that's something that needs to happen. And the other thing is, you know, with that, rewards should be graded for the team players, not just the people that have a high kill counts, but the people that are setting up plays, setting up assists, taking the objectives. You know, taking out towers, shrines, jungle camps, whatever it is that helps the team out in some way. That stuff should be counted. You know, and so far I've seen Dawngate. It's actually really good about that, because they have a system that post game you have a meter. The more karma you get, the better performance you get, the higher it goes up. And the highest level you can get a thing called a divine reward. And divine rewards actually drop characters. Mind blown. League of Legends will never do something like that, and that's bad. They're so worried about the nickel and dimes. You know, they can make plenty of money with all the vanity items, but nope. You'll never see a champion dropped in rewards. But Downgate will actually drop a whole champion. I got a champion today that way, or they call them shapers, but it's the same thing, you know. And I got a really kick ass shaper today like that, just for getting full karma from everybody in the game and doing really well in the game with the assists and everything. I said, why don't more of these MOBAs do that? It's such an easy opportunity. Don't you think, Obi?
It is. It is. To where if they actually now, if League of Legends or Dota 2 did this for the new players that are just starting out, I guarantee more people would play it than I already have. Because when somebody starts playing League of Legends, now Dota 2 is not like this. You get every champion you want, but League of Legends, when you have to farm up enough IP or actually buy RP to get champions or skins, it's kind of, you know, pointless. Now, do I hope, even if they were like 6,300 IP apiece, do I wish I could buy champion or skins with IP? Yes. I love having skins. It's not just because to say, hey, I got money, I'm putting money into the game. It's just to say how you feel. Like, let's just go Blitzcrank. I've been playing him a lot with an ADC buddy of mine. And I don't have Pit Over. I mean, that's the one I really want. I have the Eye Blitz, which he looks all blue and, like, you know, robot-y, of course. It'd be really awesome to get champ or skins, basically, from IP, because then it would just, more people would get them. Yes, they're losing a lot of money, but make the skins pricey. You know, make them 10,000 IP or whatever. I mean, it doesn't really matter what it is. There needs to be a way that we don't have to spend a whole bunch of money just to buy skins. Even though there are a bunch of skin sales and, you know, skinsforlol.com and all the other stuff, but still, damn, come on, man.
Yeah, but it still bothers me that there's MOBAs out there that charge the same amount for a skin as they would for a champion. I understand that it costs money to hire people, that you have to pay people for their hours, but from a order of scale, just logically, you're telling me that
the most expensive skin,
hiring a mercenary costs the same as buying clothes for them. That's basically what they're telling me.
Basically, the most expensive skin, okay, is Pulsefire Ezreal, and he's 3850 RP. 3850, guys, that's damn near $30. Almost $30 for a skin, and I know hundreds of people that have that skin.
Oh yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
The
Like they
Udyr
can
skin,
make,
same
they can make,
price.
yeah. See, but they can do more of that. Make the really the premium skins, the legendary skins, whatever they call them, and
Yeah.
that's for the people that have way too much money to burn. That's fine. But like the normal skins, everybody likes to express themselves, but it becomes a real decision when it's like, do I buy a new champion so I can get more variety, or do I buy a skin because they cost the same, you know? Now, if it was like I could buy 5 skins for the price of a champion, that's a little. Now I'm not thinking about it as much. You know, it's like even on Xbox Live, they take that into consideration because
Mhm.
you're not gonna pay the price of a DLC for a game, which is like 800 Microsoft points. Well, when they were using that system, and but you could buy avatar items for like 20 Microsoft points. That's the way it used to be, you know. But the equivalent is like, are you gonna spend $5 or 50 cents or something? You know, it's got to be balanced. It's got to make sense logically, and I don't think there's a good order of scale there. But you mentioned another thing, Ob, as we wrap this up. You know, the whole feeling of a grind. It's not fun. People like to feel like they're making progress, especially the newer players. When you start getting those early item drops, the free stuff, you feel like win or lose, you're getting some kind of sense of progress and some kind of loot, just for your effort. That makes a difference because
Mhm.
if when you focus less on the kill death thing and focus less on the win or lose, then you're focusing more on your personal playstyle and less on everybody else. See, that's the thing. If it wasn't so much of a focus on the win lose, that alone, if you got rewarded based on your own performance, people would mind their own performance more than everyone else's. They'd be like, man, I really need to step up my game so I get more points this game, rather than that guy's gonna lose the game. See the difference? And if they do that simple change, it would change the dynamic of the game so much. It would shift the dynamic completely, and it'd make it a lot more fun and more team oriented.
So basically, you're saying, and I'll just put out a little scenario here. Top feeds, jungle's doing okay. Mid feeds, and you're the ADC, and you go 10-0 or 10-1, but you guys lose the game. Basically, you would still get the same amount of experience, IP, all that other stuff, just because you did that well in the game, even though you lost.
Yeah, because what can you do? Why are you gonna punish
And then
someone
if
that just happens to be on the team that throws the match, or that has someone that goes AFK, or someone that leaves in the middle of the match because they realize, oh shit, I gotta go. It's time for me to go to bed. My parents are here. Or, it's like, well, why did you get in the game knowing you had to be somewhere, or knowing you had a bedtime, or whatever it is? People do that all the time. It drives me batty. It's like, let me see if we get a quick match of League of Legends in. There's no such thing as a quick match. You always budget at least an hour because it might take that long. If
definitely.
you are short on time, you don't jump on League of Legends or any MOBA
I
like that.
I could see that working to a certain point because I mean, I've had that plenty of times, and I'll tell you right now, I was in most of my provisionals when I first went to get ranked. Um, I maybe me and myself, whether I was in mid lane or I was in bot lane, we won the lane 8 times out of 10, but we still lost the game. I mean, I went
Yeah.
2-8 or 1-9 in my promos, dude. Just because troll. I mean, my 3 of the Lucian games that I played in promos, they were all double-digit kills and 1 or 2 deaths with double-digit assists, and we still lost.
Yep.
My lane would be fine, but mid lost his lane, top got smashed, and the jungler can't jungle because he doesn't know how to counter game.
Yeah. And that's the thing. You shouldn't be punished because your team either gave up or they just weren't really trying or whatever's going on. And maybe
Mm-hmm.
it's just unskilled. I mean, that happens too. But, I just think it's such a terrible model because if what it does is just it encourages people to point fingers and complain about their teammates. Like, oh, my team lost. I was godlike, but my team lost the match because they all suck. And like, I love it. It's so classic in any MOBA. It happens on Dawn Gate too, unfortunately. It's like all game chat, instead of team chat, all game chat. Well, we lost because my team sucks. It's
Mm-hmm.
never all game chat. You guys played better than us. I just didn't bring my A game. I'm sorry. Like, you rarely see someone that just says. I actually saw that at Don Gate today. I have to give it that. Someone said, "I'm sorry, guys. I'm new to the game. I'm still learning how to play. I'm sorry if I'm making that suck." And we ended up winning the game because at least that player tried. They knew they was new enough to say, "Let me not take on someone 1v1. Let me wait for my team to come in."
Right.
And they were playing smart. They were at least trying, and they welcomed the advice.
Right.
So there's a flip side to that.
Now everybody's been waiting for this, Yogi. I know everybody
Yes.
has. I'm gonna step away for a moment, but community events and giveaways, guys. We did do a giveaway now for our Game Dev Tycoon winner. Drum roll, Yogi. Maiden Shy White Wolf. Congratulations. There's just too much. Man, that's awesome. Congratulations. You do get the game. Yogi will settle that up with you here momentarily. And I'm going to put some, we do have some communities that we want to talk about. Yogi, if you want to talk about these communities.
Yes. We have a lot of stuff to plug as far as community events and giveaways. But as
I'll
always,
put the links in the stream.
Yeah, as always, make sure that you go to geekyantics.net, and we're gonna get a lot of conversations going on the forums. We're gonna make that one of our main hubs, and not the main hub for ongoing conversations outside of Twitter, because that's another preferred way to get in touch with us at Yogizilla, at Obi1X2, and at Geeky Antics on Twitter. But we have Steam communities. We got the HorsePLAY group, we got the Retro Friday group, and we got the Hearthstone group for Yotai. And you'll be able to find us right there. The Horseplay group on Steam, we might rename it to Geeky Antics because Horseplay is basically our live show to interact with the Geeky Antics community, the all game community. It's like our flagship interactive show for Geeky Antics network and community mainly. So we might change that up a little bit, but if you just look up Horseplay on Steam, that's our main group. We've been putting events up there to kind of let you guys know giveaways are coming, or some of the stuff we're doing, like with the Steam gift exchange, helping set that up. Also on Facebook, we're Geeky Antics on Facebook, and we also have the Hearthstone Heroes group on Facebook. Which, if you just do a search for the name, is Yotai Ye Old Tavern, Ye Old Hearthstone Tavern and Inn. Yeah, you'll find it. YOHTAI. There you go. I'm like brain farting right now. But those are the main ways to get connected with us as far as community stuff. And not just giveaways, game nights. You could join us on streams that we're doing. We could do dual streams, multi-streams. We could do some podcasting. A lot of stuff we could do together as a community. Little mini tournaments, invitationals, friendly duels, whatever. We try to set up a lot of that stuff. If we don't do it right away, it'll happen eventually. So again, remember, we're listening. It's just Obi and I get super crazy busy and sometimes distracted by new shinies. Right, Obi?
Squirrel. What?
The squirrel.
Yeah.
They have bushy tails. They definitely get you.
The feature number 2. And we're gonna call this feature the Dust Off Plus. You guys know when we have time, of course, we like to do a dust off when we like to talk about the games we kind of dusted off during the week. And of course, you guys have any games yourselves, you guys can leave us a voicemail, 206-415-4987. You guys also fax that same number. Or send us an email of what games you guys have dusted off over the last week at mail@geekyantics.net. We'll actually get to those, and of course, we'll when we do our dust off, if we have any of those emails or voicemails, we'll get to them during this segment. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about what games we've been playing, but not just what we've been playing, but some of our favorites that we've played over the last year or so, or 6 months or so, or however it is. Instead of just listing them and we're just going to say this, and this, we're going to talk about why we like them, why we, why we enjoy playing these games, and why we go back to them after we've got newer games. You guys know what I'm kind of saying. I'm kind of tongue twisting myself a little bit, but it's just because everybody does have that old game that you just love to play, even if it's just for an hour or a few minutes. It's just that game you just love to play when you can get a chance. Yogi, you want to start us off? Because I have a few, but I have a few games that I do love to play no matter what.
So yeah, we're gonna try to make the dust off a lot more about not just what we've been playing lately, because everybody does that on podcasts, but we want to talk about some of our favorite games, and we might rehash a lot of the same games, and we might talk about new games too, because that's part of the we do the dust off, hash of the dust off. We try to do like special streams where we sample games that you may not have even heard of, or with Retro Friday we do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
We revisit games that are classics or have a retro style to them. So I'm gonna cover a few of those. I talked about a lot about Dawngate, and uh, Dawngate is published by EA, if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to think now, because I know pretty much all the major publishers right now are getting into the MOBA space. Warner Brothers has Guardians of Middle Earth. Um, Riot Games does their own thing. League of Legends. Valve has Dota 2. Blizzard has, which Blizzard is part of Activision. They have Heroes of the Storm. So I'm pretty sure this is it is an Origins thing. I remember I signed into my Origins account, so it's an EA game, Dawngate, and I like it. I pretty much mentioned some of my favorite things about it. I like the way it handles positive feedback. The One of the best things about it is that there's a system of roles. When you go in, Obi, you're gonna love this. There's no more typing in chat, ADC preferred or blah blah blah. You could click on your preferred positions and people could see it right there. So if there's a language barrier or you just suck in typing, they can see I prefer this role, and you can see what they're picking. So it's so much easier to organize your teams. And it's different because you could be a jungler, right? But you could choose to be a predator or a hunter. A hunter gets bonus damage against jungle camps, but a predator gets bonus damage against other players. So there's different. It changes the way you play your game. Like you might decide you might spend more time in lane, so you might choose to be a gladiator and get the buff where you do more damage. You get additional gold off of lane minions, right? So basically, you become a lane pushing jungler. So let's say you see a lane is falling behind you, you float to that lane and help them push it back, and then you get some of that extra gold and an extra experience as well. So it's really cool the way they do that. I love that. So you could be a guardian, not a guardian. You could be a gladiator, predator, tactician, which is basically support, and or a predator, right? Did I say predator? Wait, gladiator, predator, hunter, and tactician. But within that, those are what those roles determine is not necessarily how you play, but the kind of bonuses you get, and it may but boost it might boost up your play style. It's weird. Like when you see it, like you could be a tank support, but you could also be a jungler. Like it's crazy, and I really like it though. But usually, right now the way it's set up is it's one map that I've been playing. I don't know if they have any other ones, but it's a 2-lane map. So you have you have a top and a bottom, dual lane, and then a jungler. And the way you play jungler is really up to you. But I actually enjoy jungling in this because it's a lot clearer with the way they have those 4 roles set up and those bonuses. It's clearer what you have to focus on to get more gold, or what they call it Vim, or get more experience. So it's really neat. The variety in the characters is really cool. They do copy some of the stuff on League of Legends, but I saw that, Obi. But people are gonna say, "Oh, this is definitely a ripoff of League of Legends or Smite or whatever." Yeah, all of them do that. They all kind of make their own little the amalgamations. A lot of the characters in there feel like they took different characters from League of Legends and other MOBAs and melded them together. Like there's one called Mina, and she's basically a lolly. So she reminds me of Annie, but then she also reminds me of Oriana because she could give other people additional resistances. you know. But then she has other things that remind me of other characters. The similarities are gonna be there, but the things they do right with the honor system that they have there, karma, and the roles, it's just fun. I'm gonna be playing this a lot this weekend. I'll play League of Legends 2 and probably some Dota 2 this weekend. I'm definitely back in a MOBA kick. I flip flop a lot, but Dawn Gate, dude, I definitely recommend it. It's free to play. Everybody get into the beta now. It's open, and it's definitely worth a look. And I think it's a lot more inviting than League of Legends, but the toxicity is still there. Just to warn you guys. Now I did a lot of like throwbacks, a lot of retro games, a lot of classics. Some of them not so old, but may have been neglected. So I did some Mega Man X2, and I did that for Retro Friday, and that video is actually up. Last Friday, I was having really bad internet, so there was no Retro Friday. I tried again Saturday, it didn't work out. My internet was just taking a crap. There was some issues in the area, and it sucked. So I'm sorry about that, guys. I'm gonna try to make up for it this Saturday because tomorrow is gonna be crazy too. So we'll see. But if not, maybe we'll do the late night thing, and I'll get my drink on, and you guys will get Tipsy Yogi for hashtag Retro Friday. But I did Binary Domain, which is I see why people say that's such a great game, and Sega love, by the way. I played a bunch of Sega games, but Binary Domain is so cool. It's got a Mass Effect kind of Gears of War vibe to it, and it has voice commands that actually work. And the game is really smooth. It looks amazing for a game that's got a little bit of age to it. I'm surprised I haven't heard more people talk about this game. Binary Domain is worth checking out, guys. If you like FPS games, the online unfortunately doesn't seem to work anymore, but the single player, from what I've got to play, amazing. Hell yeah, the Wrath of the Dead Rabbit, I believe that's the full title. That game is hilarious. I was playing that on my stream, and people were like, "What the hell is going on?" They had no clue what I was playing. When I told them, they're like, "I actually like this game. This game seemed pretty badass." Think of Sonic the Hedgehog with like gore and like all kinds of nastiness going on. It's just super fast paced and crazy, and like really weird kind of like Japanese over the top, off the wall humor. And that's what Hell Yeah is. It's definitely worth checking out. And again, another Sega game. I'm talking about all the old school stuff real quick. I played Shadow Man. That was cool. It reminded me of Legacy of Kain series, like kind of like a horror fantasy vibe to it. I gotta play that some more to really be able to tell you more about this. So expect a future report from that if I could pry myself away from Dawn Gate and some of the other games I'm gonna mention. Castlevania 3 I played for Retro Friday. That game is still great. I played Kid Icarus. I played one of the original Metal Gear games, which was Snake's Revenge. I played Adventure Island. By the way, the last few mentioned are NES games. I'm talking about 8-bit games. Still playing a lot of Puzzle Quest and Hearthstone. Can't pry myself away from that. Especially on Mario Puzzle Quest. If I don't keep playing, my alliance will scream at me. Chip Sella over the B team. What's up, bro? don't get mad at me. I'm sorry. All these other games are sucking my life away. There's still more though. I played the ship a little bit. That is a really neat game, and thank you for the blue guy over in the All Games community that gifted that to me. The ship is a game of who done it, kind of. You got to figure out who the killer is, who's trying to hunt you. In the traditional game mode, everybody gets a mark, and everybody is a mark. So you don't know who's hunting you, and you don't know where your mark is at. So you have to kind of be stealthy, but inconspicuous. You can't stand out because if you look like you're shady, or if you make it clear you're about to kill someone, or someone catches you killing someone, you can get in trouble. And you gotta really pace yourself. It's a nerve wracking. You have to, in the middle of all this, it's kind of like The Sims. You have to go to use the bathroom. You have to take showers. You have to sleep at some point. Sleep with your eyes open because you don't know if you can be killed while you're sleeping. You earn money and you can buy stuff. It's crazy. You're on a ship, on a cruise ship, but everybody's fucked up in the head apparently. There's people running around doing all kinds of weird stuff. Like someone ran into my room while I was sitting on my bed waiting to see what everybody else is doing, and she had a baseball bat and she was hiding in the corner. She didn't realize I was in the room, and I'm looking at her like, "Can I help you?" And she turned around, looking at me like, "Oh hi." I was like, "Okay, creepy," and then she just walked away. I was like, "What the fuck?" She just crouched out in the corner of my room with a baseball bat. I'm like, "This bitch is crazy." So the ship, if you want to laugh, that game is worth checking out. Especially if you can find a good private server. It's hilarious. Mercenary Kings. Mercenary Kings is like Metal Gear, not Metal Slug. It's just like Contra. It's just a nice, good old shooter. It actually looks really beautiful considering it's like kind of like an 8-bit, 16-bit style, but it has a lot of polish to it. Very well done game. Unfortunately, I don't think it has online play. I think it's only local multiplayer, which is a shame. They need to do online multiplayer because this game is really good. It's very well done. Shovel Knight. We gotta talk about this because everybody's raving about this game, which is like Mega Man, Castlevania, Metroid. Metrovania. They call it Metrovania genre, with like a little bit of Super Mario. It's really cool retro style game, and I can see why Chris Gannon over at Gaming Death Podcast loves this game. He says it's the best game he's ever played ever. I'm like, damn, really? I can see why he feels that. I won't get too into it because I want to play that some more so I can report back. But I wanted to mention Shovel Knight. Thanks for recommending that. It definitely right up my alley. You guys know what I like, and a bunch of people recommended that actually. And I just came out, so check that out. It's worth the $15. Or if you get it cheaper, even better. Rogue Shooter is like Borderlands, but it's more like an old school first person shooter, and it's all procedurally generated. It's a roguelike. You die, you're dead, and there's lots of item drops. There's crafting. It's fun. It's a good game to stream. It's good for like a quick little session. Whatever you want to do, it's fun. From what I understand, it does get a little monotonous towards the end if you play for long periods, but it's fun. I haven't played it for longer than like a half hour at a time, but I can see where people can say that it needs to have like some kind of bosses or a sense of progression to be more fulfilling, like FTL does. FTL, even though FTL is randomized, it makes you feel like you're progressing. You got unlockables and all that stuff. I'm almost done, Obi. I promise. The last couple ones, yeah. Hotline Miami, very retro style, overhead kind of game where you're basically just trying to kill people and survive. Very straightforward. It has a level editor, which is really cool. I like the style of it. It's funny. There's a lot of like, little kind of cartoony violence. Take this baseball bat, smash someone on the head. Okay, great. It's a Grand Theft Auto, but like with like 8-bit graphics, highly stylized, but overhead view. Some people might not like that, but it works. It works for the game. And I gotta play that some more so I can talk to you guys more about it. I know that this has been out for a while, but I'm finally getting a chance to play it and really enjoy it. The last one for fans of zombie games. And Obi was talking before about Left 4 Dead 2, right? And we've talked about DayZ. This is another one in the mix, Contagion. And from what I got to play from it, this game messes with your head because you hear gunshots, you hear all these growling and stuff. It makes you super paranoid. I played, and for like a whole 20 minutes, I could not find a teammate. I was just walking around, paranoid as hell, picking up stuff, exploring, trying to figure out what the heck was going on. And the environments are beautiful. That's one thing about it. The environments are beautiful. It's like lots of little corners that people can hide in and zombies can pop out of, and it messes with your head. So that's another one. I'm gonna play some more and get back to you guys on one of the last things. And a lot of these are getting picked up recently too through the Steam Summer Sale. Banner Saga, for the strategy fans out there, that's got a little bit of tactics element in there, a little RPG action. I'll come back to you guys with some real in-depth look at that. But this is why it's a Dust Off Plus, and I'm putting Obi to sleep. Okay, I just picked up a shit ton of stuff off of the Steam Summer Sale on GOG. I got gifted a bunch of stuff, and I'm finally getting a chance to make a dent in my Steam backlog. Deep breath. So, Obi, what have you been playing?
Nothing.
Damn. Well, I did enough for both of us.
Well, I do want to apologize to everybody because I lied to you in the beginning of this. I told you it's not a list. It's a few of our favorites. Yogi just has 20 favorites. I'm sorry about that. We're not going to try to do lists. But Yogi got carried away. And he'll say it. He won't say it, but I will.
These all are our favorites. This is just the tip of the iceberg.
Mm-hmm.
And I went in depth with them.
Right. Well, it was a feature, so not a big deal. Right?
Word. All right, Obi, now you can do the talking.
Oh no, I was happy listening because I was just sitting there, and then like one couple times I was kind of like going, oh yeah, don't do that, It's just kind of For those that are just listening to the podcast, I was like nodding off and bumping my forehead on my microphone. Yeah, but it's all good. Now another segment that we do when we have time, of course, and that is the deals for cheap bastards, because we all are. We're all cheap bastards, and we know it. Apparently, there's a Devolver Digital 5th birthday celebration on Steam. Feature deals on Super Game Jam. Gods will be watching. I can't pronounce the next one. Hotline Miami, and a whole bunch of more goodies. You guys go check that out. And he's trying to hurry up and write something so I can read it off, but it's all good.
No, you don't have to read it. This is for our.
But there are. This is the same company that put out the Shadow Warrior reimaging, which wasn't too shabby. Especially Steam, but there's sales all over the place, guys. You want to make sure, but you guys can make sure that you guys check these out on your own risk. These sites are, you can get cheap games here, but it's 100% on you. If you guys, go here, go to the, coolrom.com or, GOG.com or something like that. It's on you guys. You can get the games there, but, should be smart about it. If they want, a whole bunch of different info and you don't want to put it in, just don't put it in. Go to a different one. You guys can go check that out. GOG.com is what it is. Cheapshark.com, slickdeals.net, humblebundle.com, and I do want to say something about the Humble Bundle. The Humble Bundle store still does do it. Whatever you do, buy 10% of proceeds from the Humble Bundle store goes to charity. That is something that we want to make sure that we put out there all the time because that is worth it. And of course, Origin.com, and you go to the store and go free games or on the house, / on the house. And Bandonia.com, CoolRom, that is COOLROM.com, and BestOldGames.net. Again, go to these sites at your own risk, but there are cheap and or free games at these sites.
Yes, that is correct. So we mixed in a bunch of like different kind of sites there. Some of those are for ROMs, and some of those are for legit purchases of games.
Mm-hmm.
So, when it comes to ROMs, it's or abandonware, it's use at your own risk. We're not condoning piracy. We know that people are gonna do it regardless of what we say, but we gotta do that little disclaimer for legal purposes and whatnot.
Gotcha.
Plus, it's good to support your developers.
Has anybody taken advantage of the truly free games Blizzard and Origin offer? Yes, no.
I have to really go into it. Have you looked at it? The on the house.
I really haven't actually. I wanted to because I saw that there yesterday when I was doing some skimming, reading and stuff. But yeah, I'm probably gonna go to it afterwards to see what it's all about. Definitely.
Yeah. So EA Origin service has on the house, and then Blizzard has their entire back catalog of games supposedly for free. And that's always going to be that way. So, but with on the house, they have like a weekly or a monthly game that's free, but you got to claim it within that period. So it's kind of like games with gold on Xbox Live or PlayStation Plus, games for free. The free one they do, but it's less of a catch because you're not paying for Origin. You just log into it. If you have an account, create an account, and then go into Origin and claim the game. The last thing I think I saw there was something I already had, but they have some like legitimate, like full retail kind of games, and they're not like little scraps. So I'm wondering like how they make money off of this, because I mean it is EA, so it's like, what are they doing this for? Are they trying to do? Is this a PR move, or are they trying to build traffic or customer? I don't know what the game is. Because it was a catch. There's no such thing as a free lunch.
Game currently free, guys. the Origin free games on the house. The free game on the house, about on the house. Free? Question mark. Is it really? What's the catch? There is no catch, guys. Grab full games, expansions, and more at absolutely no cost to you. Just make sure that you act fast because on the house, specials can appear and disappear within hours. Seriously. You don't need any. It's not a trial. It's not a demo. It's nothing like that. It's full versions of game for free. You guys go check that out. The Origin.com store free games on the house. And the one reason why they want to make sure that they tell you guys that this is free. Why is Origin doing this? Origin's goal is to provide great gaming experience and a way to discover awesome new games for you and your friends. Have a game in your library for free, and it's a fantastic way to see what Origin's all about too, guys. You guys know Origin did make the Battlefield games, and they have quite a few games out there, but they just want to give games to everybody that just wants to play games, good games for free. So you guys go check that out. And I actually did read off it's word for word off there a little bit about. If you guys click that link, you'll see it too as well. But yeah, it's a really good deal, and I'm gonna look into this more myself, just because it sounds like a really, really good deal.
It is a good deal. I mean, I'm being kind of salty about it because I have a bad experience with EA. But I can see the reason they're doing it is very simple. They want people to use Origin more.
Mm-hmm.
They realize that people are using Steam and GOG and other kind of systems as like their launch pad or their homepage kind of for their gaming experiences, and they're trying to make Origin into that ecosystem. Ubisoft is doing the same kind of thing with Uplay. I wonder how long before they start giving away games for free. So we'll see. I mean, they already started doing some free-to-play stuff as well because Ubisoft, or Ubisoft, whatever you want to call it, Ubisoft. They also have the Mighty Quest for Epic Loot. That's one of their games, but that game has a crap ton of microtransactions, so it's not truly free. So we'll see. It's a good time to be a gamer. You might get a little overwhelmed at points. That's why I try to avoid on the house because I'm scared it's gonna be like more games to play.
Right.
It's got a dedicated hard drive just for all those downloads. What else we got, Obi?
Indie Watch, man.
Oh yeah, we haven't gotten to this in a while.
Okay. And we're actually having a really, really decent show today. We got about 20 minutes left, so we're going to talk a little about the indie scene. The one thing that we do want to let you guys know is, guys, please go to Steam Greenlight and vote on some games. Okay? Now, we had you go to Steam and get on a team and get on this and just try to be engaged in the communities and all that other stuff. But if you guys go on there and make sure you vote on the games that they're going to put up for sale next, that's how we get those really, really good games at really, really cheap prices, especially on Steam. And you make new friends, too. You make lots of friends on there. I mean, I think I started out with, 50, 60. I've got well over 100 now, if I counted right. I mean, that's just from talking to people left and right. Of course, recapping some of the indie games that we've mentioned in previous episodes. Of course, Armada Online. You guys go check that. They're still on their alpha. They're still playing. I actually got on it. I downloaded it and got on it last week. Actually, it was a Monday, and it's getting better. There's little updates that they've done since I played it last that it's looking really good. Rogue Legacy. Yogi's been talking about this game damn near every week, as well as Risk of Rain, Hammerwatch, Wanderlust, Rebirth, Broforce, League of Angels, Space Engineers, which is, if you like the aspects of space and there's no up, no down, Space Engineers is really, really cool. It's a little bit pricey still, but if you do spend that, I think it's. I don't remember. I think it's 29. But if you do spend it, it is really cool, especially with somebody that you have to play with. Of course, Rogue Shooter, Transistor, Hack and Slash, FTL, which I hear a lot of people are playing. The Faster Than Light? I think it is what it's called.
Yep. Yep.
Um, and it's basically you're just going through space and you're shooting alien ships. You just got to make sure you hit the right ones or you do the right guns. It's a strategic game as well. It's pretty decent. Star Command, Starbound, and Cortex Command. Now also Heroes of the Order and Chaos. I haven't really heard of these last three. I've heard of Shovel Knights, but these two, the Heroes of Order and Chaos and Hero Bash. Yogi, what are those exactly? You want to give a little insight on those?
Yeah, remember we were talking about Clash of Clans? I thought that was this game, Heroes of Order and Chaos. That's the MOBA for the tablet, and from what I've gotten to play so far, it looks pretty cool. Because Clash of Clans was nothing like what I expected. It's neat, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not a MOBA. And Hero Bash is also a MOBA, but it's more cartoony. It's pretty neat. So those are ones we're gonna have to explore further. But you can get them on iOS. I don't know if they're on Android, but you definitely want to play those on a tablet. Because on a phone, a MOBA, I don't see a MOBA on a phone working well at all.
Yeah, it's
But
not.
Heroes of Yeah, I mean, Heroes of Order of Chaos, if I'm not mistaken, is like another one of like League of Angels, not Legends. It's kind of like one of those like Korean kind of games. You know how
Mm-hmm.
they always have like those Korean or Chinese, like even China's developing game now. Like there was one that I saw that when I went, yeah, it was I think it was Heroes of Order and Chaos. It gave me the option to choose between the world server or the China server, and I was like, really? Even China's getting in the mix now because Korean
Nice.
game developers have always been a big thing. Like Nexon has come a long way. I don't even know if I can even call Nexon indie anymore. They've kind of gotten big. I think Nexon now is working on a MOBA and an MMO.
Mm-hmm.
That's how big they've gotten. So it's a great time if you like indie games. Tons of variety out there.
There are a lot more. I mean, just in the last 6 months to a year. We've been doing this show now for this is episode 29, so over 6 months. And just the amount of indie games that's come out since we started and actually featured Armada Online with the developer on the show. And just the amount of MOBAs that have came out is just amazing. Let us know if we did miss any that we didn't say. We mainly focus on PC games, but Yogi's really super stoked about the ID at Xbox. That montage, OMG, dude. Wow. That E3 montage. You want to tell people about
Yeah,
the ID at Xbox?
yeah. I mean, I know, you know, once E3 is over, people pretty much put that out of their mind.
Mm-hmm.
But that montage they had of all the indie games during the Microsoft press conference, that was probably the most exciting time for me because I saw how many like these weren't none of these games they showed were like thrown together or generic kind of games. They were all unique and looked interesting. It's like I'm looking at them and it's like this brief 5-10 second clip they're showing. It's like what's going on here? I'm so
Yeah,
curious and
I think Yogi got some wood when he watched that montage.
possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly. Now, by the way, Maiden Shy White Wolf is saying that the Steam Greenlight voting has been disabled. It shouldn't be, though. There has been talks about them shutting down Steam Greenlight, and they're hinting they're gonna bring out something better for the indie developers. I don't know. That's probably gonna happen, but it's not. But right now, Greenlight, I've been voting today. Even you could when you go into Steam Greenlight, you of course the Steam client installed. For those who don't have it, go to steampower.com. Get on it. It's free. It's so worth it. If you're a gamer at any level, it's worth having it for the community alone. And you get great deals too. And there's even free to play games on there. You may not have discovered if you didn't have the Steam client. But if you go to Steam Greenlight on the Steam client, you could, or even on the website for Steam, you could vote. Basically, pull up these different games and vote for them. And then they give you the options they give you are basically yes, no, ask me later. Like yes, I would play this game or I'd buy it, or no, I wouldn't. It doesn't interest me. or ask me later. And you could go through a whole queue of them. After you do that, you click next game in queue, and it takes you through all the different games. You can see gameplay videos, screenshots, all the comments from people that may have played an alpha or a beta of the game, or a prototype of it. The developers are a lot of them are pretty engaging. Like they actually leave comments, they have start discussions. It's really cool. Like you can get to see these games before they hit the mainstream. So it's got that hipster vibe. If you like to be on top of things before they become cool, before they become mainstream, you could be that guy. Go into Steam Greenlight and be like, I knew about that game years ago before it was even a thing. You can do that right there, and help and give those developers. It doesn't take you anything to say yes. It's not like it's asking you to pay $1, on the spot. If you vote yes, you have to pay money now. It's not like Kickstarter. You just you're giving them some encouragement and helping those games get onto the front page so more people can catch them and vote on them. So if you see something that genuinely interests you, hit yes and help those developers out. It only takes a few seconds. It's worth it.
Definitely is. It is. It is. And it's just like when you go and like and follow somebody, it's the same thing. I mean, just that one like, when developers put something on there on the green light on Steam, it's likes that keeps them on there. Follows, comments, everything that they can get to make the game better, they will. But it's got to be there first. So, we do want to say though, we do as always want to keep the conversation going, any and all times. I know it doesn't seem like we just started the show. We're like 10 minutes out. That's not even cool. I'm happy, but I'm not because we got to go.
We made good time, though.
We did. Leave us a voicemail at 206-415-4987 and email us at mail@geekyantics.net. Please keep them short so we can play them live. Now, if you guys want to fax us or something, it's the same number, 206-415-4987 as well. HorsePLAY Live is everywhere you can listen or download awesome podcasts. Yes, we are in that category of awesome podcasts. Please take a few minutes just out of your time just to give us a thumbs up, favorite, subscribe, and even share us, guys. It really does help. Even better, we'd love some reviews and comments on iTunes, Stitcher, TalkShoe. I don't exactly know. We're on a bunch of them. All our syndications, we would love it. It'd be awesome. Did you just not take that one out?
I put it back in because we got enough time now. You don't have to do it though.
Oh, okay. But thanks for everyone for those that have been giving us thumbs up, commenting, promoting our content, which we love you guys. I mean that's something that we really appreciate because we can't do it by ourselves. We appreciate that for somebody that loves us that much. Loves it. Again, HorsePLAY replays are on allgames.com every Thursday around 5 p.m. Eastern time. And it's, we know a lot of you are hoping that we be, the B team warm up. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen like that. But we are the act before the B team, in between the B team or actually before. Okay, I gotta try this again because I'm just screwing it up. Of course, 5 p.m. around 5 p.m. Eastern time. We're on allgames.com. You guys go to allgames.com/chat. And just interact with us and see how you guys like the chat there as well. Then there's going to be another show coming up, which will be, it's the owner of All Games. He's actually going to be doing a show at 7. And then at 9 p.m. is the B Team podcast. You guys know them. The B Team, it's not the A Team. It's the B Team, which is better than the C Team. So you guys... so stupid. Regardless, guys, really show some love and support to the allgames.com, and you go or you can hang out with us on the IRC chat. And then, of course, right after the B Team podcast is HorsePLAY, again, right here live on Geeky Antics. And another thing that I got to make sure I say is right before Geeky Antics on right before HorsePLAY, hopefully on Geeky Antics in the future, but on Gaming Death Podcast is one of our flagship talk shows. It's the Gaming Death Podcast. They are at 9 p.m. Eastern Time at Gaming Death Podcast on Twitch, or at Gaming Death on Twitch. And hopefully simulcasting it soon here on Geeky Antics. I think I got that all out of the way. Whew. Yes. The gang is growing, guys. Please check out the YouTube page and, of course, right here at Twitch. If you guys did like the show tonight, make sure you guys hit that follow button so that you guys can, whenever we go live here, whether it be a talk show or some gameplay, we can actually, you guys will know about it and see us coming. Of course, youtube.com/Geeky Antics, and, of course, twitch.tv/Geeky Antics. Of course. Big shout-outs to our flagship show, and I already said that on Geeky Antics, the Gaming Death Podcast. We love you guys, too. We really love Chris, Don, Caleb, and Hollow. You guys welcome, and thanks for joining the gang, of course. Now, I done lost my spot again. Yeah, there it is.
There it is.
Yes, these guys have been on a roll. They just went over 100 episodes here a few weeks ago, which we're really stoked about, that they went on 100 episodes on Geeky Antics, which is really, yeah. We also want to make sure you guys go to and I'm going to put it out right here, gamingdeath.com. It's actually in the link if you are actually in chat. If you guys want to check that out, go check them out as well. They're awesome guys and gal that just love to talk. You guys like to watch people talk like me and Yogi, you're going to love that show. Period. Now for the EU gamers. A lot of people that are in EU wondering if we're going to be doing something for you guys. Yes, we are. EU gamers, you are invited. Please join us Sundays. Now this is for NA. Sundays, 9 p.m. 9 a.m. Eastern time. Reason it's that early in the morning is because it is a talk show for the EU. We're talking on, of course, League of Legends, Diablo 3, WildStar, and any competitive gaming scene, and just a bunch of random crap. So you guys can join myself and Doc Row Games Sunday morning at 9 a.m., of course, it's called the Sunday Dose, and of course, it's for you guys over in the EU, which that's what we're doing. And this week actually on Sunday, if you guys know him, it's Puffin. He's going to be on a special guest on the Sunday Dose, and we're going to get some good questions. So if you guys have any questions for Puffin, leave us a voicemail or even just an email, and Yogi will forward those to me so we can actually get them played right on the Sunday Dose. For everything else, it might be a good reason just to get out of bed Sunday morning for you guys, NA. That's really the only reason to watch this show, is just to get out of bed. Wake yourself up. Yeah. We do want to make sure you guys check out our friends at the Worthy Opponent 42 Level 1 Gaming History 101, the B-Team Podcast, R9Cast, Knuckleballer Radio, Pixelated Pints, Zombie Cast, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Cast, Fantastic Forum, Sega Nerds, and the Castubrous Doctor Who podcast on All Games Network and Gang. And all their places where geeky goodness can be found. Let them know that Obi and Yogi sent you, and they'll treat you like they did us. Welcome you with open arms, and extend their love for you guys into the All Games family. Yogi, do we have some future episodes that we can't wait for in the future here?
Well, we
future
always
episodes in the future, yeah.
Future episodes in the future.
Yeah,
tense.
exactly.
But we always come back to Hearthstone and League of Legends, so there's always gonna be talk about that. But we're gonna go deeper with the Dust Off, and we'll still list off the games we've been playing, but we're gonna go deeper, like I did with Dawn Gate. I'm gonna be talking a lot more about that, and kind of talk about the things differentiated. So not just this is what I've been playing, but also say this is why these games are really cool, and this is what they're different.
Mm-hmm.
What's different about them? This is why they're fun. So that's what you guys can expect, and we're gonna try to get more call-ins and voicemails. So that's a big thing. So make sure you guys, just hit us up in the chat, voicemail, and then we'll coordinate that. And the sooner we can set it up, the easier it'll be. Because sometimes once we get past that first hour, we're kind of like being mindful of the time and trying to wrap it up. But that's it. Yeah.
There, yo, yeah, that's it. Duh, yeah.
I was actually short. I was actually short that time.
I was waiting for you to talk like another 5 minutes, dude. Seriously.
No, I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to be good tonight, especially since I gotta get up at the ass crack of the day and. Ugh.
Ass crack a day. Got it. When is that? What
Ass
time
crack
is
of
that
dawn.
exactly? Oh, you said ass crack a day, so I.
The ass crack of dawn is, to me, for someone not a morning person anymore. That's any time before 9 a.m.
Have fun, buddy.
I usually end up going to bed, not because it always works out. I always end up going to bed like 4 or 5 in the morning because I have sleep issues. So, yeah, good times. I'm gonna be a zombie tomorrow.
If the one thing
If I do a retro Friday tomorrow night, I'm gonna be like,
you could have a zombie retro Friday tomorrow. So if you can leave us some
This is zombie
voicemails,
game.
guys.
There you go.
Exactly. Leave us some voicemails, guys. We do want to get those. You guys can, of course, leave us a voicemail. 206-415-4987, or of course leave us a fax at the same number. If you don't like your voice to be heard, or you're just kind of shy like me, you can actually send us an email at mail@geekyantics.net. If you're listening to us on allgames.com, B Team is going to be coming up here shortly at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Be sure to hang out in the chat room by just clicking on the live button. We'll see you guys in chat. This is Obi-Wan-X2, and of course my crazy Puerto Rican mofo over there.
Obi.
What's up?
Hold on, Obi. Since one of our big themes tonight was giveaways.
Oh,
Again, Maiden Shy White Wolf being super generous. She's regifting her giveaway prize. She's giving it to Racing John.
congratulations, Racing John. You guys go check him out. Racing John 2010. It looks like his stream page. We're going to plug you right now, man. That doesn't sound right, but that's what we're going to do. Congratulations, Racing John. You guys go check him out on Twitch.
Racing John is his name on Twitch, and he has been streaming, and I'm sending it to his Steam account. I don't know if he wants to have his Steam, but for those on the Twitch chat, they have it. But I'm going to go ahead and send him that gift right now, so you should be getting that.
Definitely, hell yeah. Congratulations, man. Are we ready now?
That was really cool of her because he really wanted it and made it in the Shy White Wolf. She was being nice about it. Like, I don't really care about this game. I'll give it to someone that really wants it. Nah, I'm just kidding. Let me not take away what she did. That was awesome. Second time she's given on her prize. Last week it was Left 4 Dead 2, which she gave to Fear to Jeff. So, Mid and Shy White Wolf, who, by the way, will be helping us out over at Geeky Antics with graphics and other stuff. So she might also be one of our future podcast hosts. So it won't be a sausage fest anymore. We need more women. More women that are active too. We got a lot of women in the network, but they're all super duper busy.
Of course. When aren't women super duper busy?
Yeah, women are in high demand, so it happens. But I'm sending the gift right now to you on Steam, Racing John.
Hell yeah. But this is Obi-Wan-X2. Right there, my crazy Puerto Rican mofo, Yoizilla. This is HorsePLAY. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you guys next week. Peace!
Peace.